Hey guys, Sean again, Custom Offsets TV, and it's another session of shit I never knew. This one is going to be episode number 9, and the title for today is Bro, Will That Fit My ... This is a hugely popular question that we get. A lot of times what it is people will see something like our hot and new series where we're showing off some of the hotter or some of the new wheels, some of the newer or some of the really hot wheels that are out there on the market, and they'll see that wheel and all they have is maybe that it's a fuel assault and it's 20 by 10 -18 and it's in gloss black. And the most common question we get is, bro, will that fit my Dodge Ram 2500? Bro, will that fit my Chevy Silverado 2500, Chevy 1500? The answer is yes. Pretty much all of these wheels, when you have a wheel, one of the main characteristics is the bolt pattern. So that's how many bolt holes, and then what is the distance between them, and that creates your lug pattern. So most Chevys are 6 by 5.5. All Fords these days, that's the 1500s. And then all the F-150s now, F-150s are 6/135. So that's their bolt pattern. Almost all the wheels that you'll see that we offer are in every bolt pattern. So they're coming in 6 lug and 8 lug and 5 lug, and then they come in all these different measurements to fit the different vehicles. Some of them are even dual drilled and fit multiple vehicles. So the answer is, will it fit? Yeah. You know, it's probably offered in your bolt pattern unless if you have something really rare or really old, but most of them are going to come in your bolt pattern. Now the next question is, will it fit underneath the fender? So bolting up and not hitting on the internals, the brakes and everything is one thing. You've pretty well cleared that. The wheels are designed for that. Now whether it will fit is the next question. So what we usually tell people is, if you were out on our YouTube and you saw this fuel assault and said, you know, do you have that one for my truck? A good first step is to come to customoffsets.com, go to products, and then go to wheels and tires, and search by vehicle, because everybody knows what their vehicle is. That's the easiest place to start. So let's say you have a 2010 Chevy Silverado 1500, and it fills in 4-wheel drive and gas, assuming that's what you have. You can change those if not. And what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and find out what is your bolt pattern. So it knows your 6 by 5.5. It assumes you have a leveling kit. If you don't, change that. Most people are running leveling kits on these, and it assumes you're willing to do some minor plastic trimming. What it does over here is it says you can run a 15 to a 24 inch in diameter. And remember, when we're talking about wheels, the diameter is the size of the wheel. So this is, let's call this a 20 inch, which is the most common these days. And then the next question is going this way with your wheel where it drops down for the tire. This is the width. And the one we're looking at is a 10 inch. And that's measured inside of the lip. That's where your tire rides, your bead basically of your tire rides here, and then the bulge of the tire and your tread. Get it? So that's the wheel. So 20 by 10. So if you saw that fuel assault, let's go back, and you said that 20 by 10 -18 is sweet, I need that for my 2010 Chevy Silverado 1500, you would just come in here now and do 20 by 10, and that's going to narrow it down to all the 20 by 10s. You can see it just keeps filtering it as you give it more information. And you know that it's a fuel. And now it's only showing me the fuels, and you know it's an assault. These model numbers, it doesn't matter. The way we built the website is if you pull up assault, any model number, it pulls up both of them. So you'll see this one pulled up both, the D546 and the D576. One is gloss black and this one is a semi-gloss or a flat black. So it pulls up both of them so that you can see them. And you can see the 20 by 10 -18, and you'll say, yep, I like the glossy one, I'm glossing it. And what you'll notice is that wheel now, and there's the video, you actually saw it, it highlights in blue which bolt pattern. So remember, your Chevy 1500 is a 6 by 5.5. This one happens to be dual drilled. That's why it's showing the 6 by 135. So you know that one will fit. Now, So you know you can buy that wheel in your bolt pattern. Now the question is, does it fit your truck? If you remember, when we selected that, it gave a range of vehicles that it fits, or of sizes that it fits. But if you want to double check, or if you just wanted to see what the heck that looks like, what I do is I come out to customoffsets.com again. And this time I go to gallery. Gallery is where we've got 11,458 people have loaded their vehicles up that already have custom wheels, so that you can start to see the specs. So again, I've got my Chevy. And the minute I start filtering, it's going to organize these by newest to oldest. So it makes it easy for you to scroll down to your model year or similar ones to it. Silverado. Got my leveling kit. And my question was, what do 20 by 10s look like on these things? And the other thing that you're going to be able to do, so I'm going to scroll down because I'm looking for a 2010. And as most of you know, 2008 to 2013 is the same. So you could be looking at these 12s or these 11s. Let's say you're a really particular fella and you want to see a 2010. And you'll see it keeps populating more pages as I scroll. If you have slower internet, they won't pop immediately, but they will come up. Then you pick one, you say, yep, mine's white, and I'm looking for black wheels. You know, don't get hung up on which wheel that is, because a 20 by 10 with a negative 18 is one we're looking for. Anything negative 12 to negative 24 is going to be in the same family as far as lip size goes. These are all, you know, within about 1 inch of each other. Actually a ½ inch of each other, because they're within 12 millimeters of each other. So a 20 by 10 in that offset range, so this 20 by 10 negative 12 is going to be pretty much the same lip, which means it's going to stick out about the same. And now you can start to look at some different pictures of the profile of that setup. And that's a beautiful profile shot. So you can see a 10-inch wide negative 12 sticks out, I would say about 1.5 inches-ish as far as the lugs, and the wheel itself being that's almost a flush sidewall. So what I always tell people to do is find a couple of them. So I'll also pick this guy's neighbor and look at the pictures on that one. He's showing some of the trimming that he did in order to get that to fit. And again, you can see it's a little bit aggressive and coming out of the side, but it's not some crazy aggressive. So that tells me that that awesome wheel that I saw, 20 by 10 negative 18, it's coming in my bolt pattern, which it comes in most bolt patterns. So the answer is, bro, yeah, it does fit. And then you can use that gallery to figure out of the sizes available. So let's pretend you had a little less information. Let's pretend that you didn't catch that it was a 10 wide and you had just come out here and said 20 inch, you know, you put in your vehicle and then you put 20 inch fuel assault. You'll see that there's 20 by 9 plus 1, there's 20 by 9 plus 20, there's 20 by 10 negative 18. Those are pretty much the sizes it's available in. So if I wanted to see what those 20 by 9 plus 1s look like, I can go back to that gallery. I'm just going to go back because I don't want to redo it all. And I simply do 20 by 9s. And then I can go down to those years again. And I can start browsing. Here's what a plus 20 will look like. There's a 20 by 9 negative 12. There's a plus 18. Here's a plus 1. So if you were trying to see what that 9 wide plus 1 is going to look like. Now remember, you're not looking at the wheel, you're looking at the fitment. How flush or unflush is it? How tucked or how aggressive is it? Those sizes, pretty much every wheel is going to run about that same fitment in those sizes. And then again, this is where you could start looking at tires too to understand what fits. And if you check out the details, it'll tell you no rubbing or scrubbing because he did minor plastic trimming in order to get that 20 by 9 plus 1 and that 33 12.5 to fit. So my mission today was to answer, bro, will it fit? When you see a wheel, odds are yes, you can have that wheel for your truck. Sometimes they'll have limited production if it's a new wheel or if it's going out of style or if it never really took off and they just kept it very specific to Jeep or something like that. but most, I would say 90% of wheels, that if you find a style that's actively being produced, it comes in the size that you need for your truck. And then you can just use our gallery to figure out of the offered sizes which one you want, which one has the look that you're really going for. And one of the things I encourage all of you to do is make sure you see and look at a couple vehicles with that fitment and go ahead and read their details. And remember, if you ever have a question, if you want to ask this owner of this truck, how much trimming are we talking here? You know, well, he has no trimming, it's a terrible example, but let's pretend he did. You can ask that owner a question and they will get an email letting them know you asked a question, and they'll come out and respond to you and kind of give you their feedback and their opinion. And remember, this isn't us, this isn't Custom Offsets. This is the owner of that vehicle giving that feedback. So, hope that helps. Let us know in the comments if that helps, or if you want more in depth, or if you want more how-to on the website. We live on this thing, so I think it's really easy for us to use, and we kind of fly through stuff. So want anything in detail, let us know. Didn't answer your question, hit us up. If you want to know if something fits, always hit us up, let us know. We will definitely help out. We're not trying to make everybody a wheel expert. That's our job. Peace.